Thwip Reject Nation, we're back at it again with Spider-Man No Way Home. But we got two things to talk about today. First thing we're gonna do a reaction to this video that popped up on the Cosmic Wonder channel. Tom Holland teases Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man. Obviously, we gotta check that out. The second thing we're gonna do right after that is we're gonna talk about how Amy Pascal was recently in the news discussing how there's already a Spider-Man trilogy, a follow-up already in the works with Marvel. There's video chapters here if you want to skip around a little bit. But let's get into it, people.
Forget Cyber Monday, this is now Spider Monday. And to celebrate, I have a really big announcement. But first, let me bring in two very special friends to help out.
I mean, it's all right.
You
It makes sense for us to
guys.
Of course, I mean, who else would it be? Now that we're
You know exactly what it means.
share the news.
Don't
I
do
don't know if I
that.
should. You're Spider-Man, so.
Well, I thought it would be fun if you could
No, I'll just say it. Tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home are officially on sale.
get them now, right now, on Fandango.
We'll see you at the theaters.
They know. You knew exactly what you were doing to us.
They're
You knew
teasing us.
exactly what they were teasing.
Oh, absolutely. They're having as much fun as they can before the movie drops, and then the knowledge really is public.
I have an important announcement to make, but first I have two very special people I gotta bring in with me. Who else would it be?
Oh, dude, obviously Zendaya and Jacob Batalon. There's no one else.
No one else who
be.
would come to mind when
Yeah.
you're talking about a special announcement. Well done, Tom Holland. Well done. That was cute.
It was very cute.
I guess that qualifies as a tease for Toby and Andrew, since it's obvious what they were playing on there. All right, guys. Well, let's move on to the next thing then. So Spider-Man No Way Home is the conclusion of the Home Spider-Man trilogy. Is there an actual terminology for it? Is it a Homecoming trilogy?
I guess, or the
Spot.
Home trilogy. The Homecoming trilogy is what I've heard the most.
Okay, so there's a lot of debate about, like, okay, so after the post-credit scene of Venom Let There Be Carnage, where there was Spider-Man there, just knowing how there was, like, public discourse that was happening with Disney and Sony at one point in time, specifically regarding Tom Holland's Spider-Man. There was a lot in the air about whether or not Tom Holland would continue on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after No Way Home. A lot of people, myself included. This is why I get really cocky when I'm right, because I'm usually wrong when I'm taking just a guess. Yeah, a big part of the discussion was maybe after Spider-Man No Way Home and after the post-credit scene of Let There Be Carnage, that was an indication that they're going to be trying to pull back Spider-Man, Tom Holland specifically, into the Sony Spider-Man universe. And especially coming off the heels of something that Holland said not long ago when he was talking to GQ. He said, maybe it's time for me to move on. Maybe what's best for Spider-Man is that they do a Miles Morales film. I have to take Peter Parker into account as well, yeah? Because he is a poor part of my life. Sweep your chimney. If I'm playing Spider-Man after I'm 30, I've done something wrong. Would you like a spotted tea? God. Yeah, no.
Oh, Greg, you're back.
Hard on that.
I thought
man.
Tom Holland was here.
That's,
Jeez.
I mean, I disappear into the role.
You do.
So yeah, I mean, he's saying like stuff. If I'm playing Spider-Man after I'm 30, I've done something wrong. And if I'm thinking if he re-ups his deal, he'd probably be playing Spider-Man after he's 30, right?
How wrong could it be? Peter
Like-
Parker's grown up in iterations of the comics, the show, etc.
I mean, how old is Tom Holland? He's 25 years old. So if he were to do 3 films, that would be like almost 10 more years of his life, right?
Absolutely, it would be. He'll be 35, and then it'll be even worse for his life if he's still playing Spider-Man.
But then Amy Pascal decided to go to the news. She went right to the Mrs. Steven News.
It's a Sony move right there.
While talking with Fandango, it's such a Sony move. I bet somewhere Kevin Feige's like, why, Amy?
Damn it.
Why? Why? She said, this is not the last movie that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie. Oh, we know that. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies. Yes, Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners. It doesn't get any more clear cut than that last sentence right there. They're going to continue on, so I guess all this talk about maybe Tom Holland moving strictly over to the Sony Spider-Man characters that want to be part of the MCU but are not, so they're trying to start their own Marvel Cinematic Universe over there. Whatever that acronym is. That's not happening. They're doing this, which is cool, which is smart, especially because like now you can follow. I believe No Way Home is supposed to be the thing that's the beginning of him like at least stepping on into college. I don't know exactly what the deal is, but something about college is supposed to happen there. And this perhaps would be the first trilogy to deal with him being in college, which could be an exciting time. And then you'd have the Disney Plus show, which would be about his freshman year. So you're just getting this all around Tom Holland, Peter Parker experience, you know?
And academia to boot.
Yeah, barely any academia involved.
No, I want it to all be at college, just him trying to study, constantly getting interrupted.
I wonder what they would do, especially because when I think of, you know, him being a dedicated student, I imagine him working with someone like a Kurt Connors when they're going to have a Kurt Connors here, and also an Otto Octavius as well is one scenario, not always, but I know Spider-Man 2 definitely implemented that, to have like a Kurt Connors studying under him when he's already encountered one in a No Way Home. Nettlings that might occur, but hey, you know, this is good news. John, how do you feel about it?
I mean, that could be very interesting. I'm not at all surprised. Like, this whole time they've been hinting about, like, oh, maybe he's Tom Holland, he's gonna just be in Sony or whatever. Like, I've figured that the second they reached that major deal after the big uproar about will Spider-Man leave for Sony for good, like, this was inevitable, you know? And I feel like, yeah, there's
What is
definitely...
that supposed to reference?
I don't know. I just felt like I ought to do it. Yeah, this is exactly kind of what I expected, and now I'm just curious to see what their new plan is. And yeah, I think that's an interesting point you brought up, is that it would be very interesting, strange, but interesting to see him meet certain characters in his own universe pre, you know, transformation into the villain we know them as now. So after, you know, a No Way Home scenario, it would be something new to watch him grapple with, hey, Kurt Connors, or hey, Otto Octavius, I'm gonna be mentored by you or engaged with you, and I have this extra piece of insight from other universes. So, like, I feel like that could open up some interesting storytelling and use the multiverse directly as a driver for that, and that's kind of the thing that gets me most excited, because, yeah, otherwise I was just like, of course they're gonna keep working together. They have. There's too much money to be.
Yeah, especially with the way how this weekend turned out.
Yeah. There are more sites to crash.
They know for sure. All right, guys. Well, the question goes to you. What would you want this next Spider-Man trilogy to be about? What would you want the slang title to be?
Always home, Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
John in a writer's
college
room.
days. Home from college.
Would it riff on college movies like a
Spider-Man
pie?
Revenge of the Nerds. Spider-Man Porkies.
Legally Spider-Man.
Legally Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So good. That's the one where he teams up with Matt Murdock.
Yeah, there you go.
See? Perfect.
All right, guys, leave your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll catch you guys soon.